good it is. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stand up here, so out. Okay, and 2. What? I feel weird. I don't really have all that much like super comfortable winter clothes, except a pajama that fits that description, because a funny thing happened with my dungarees. One day I was going to hang my laundry. I have this foldable drying frame. Like I hang my laundry up usually inside my home, and then I carry it into my garden. And that was my plan here as well. I put every bit of laundry that needed to dry under frame, and then I went outside, and for some reason I got, sorry for the lighting, the sun is going in and out, but I was going and stepping off my terrace. I was going to get off it, but somehow I managed to get my dungarees stuck on the door handle, and because I already was off terrace with both of my feet, I barely could reach the floor, so I was basically on my tiptoes trying to, I don't know, don't rip my door out, but I was with my full weight on the door handle with my dungarees while holding my drying frame, and I don't believe anyone saw me, but it could very much, because the people from the party the night before were cleaning up, but they were so busy cleaning up, and I very much refrained from making any sound at all because I didn't want to be spotted, although it would probably be a very funny sight. So I was there and I was like, oh my god, I'm stuck here. I'm gonna get loose. It was kind of like a couple of seconds before my pants ripped, and then I went and put a drying rack, but basically never showing my back. So I was just walking like a crap alongside my house, and yeah, that is the story of how I ripped my dungarees, which is currently the only garment that would be in that description of not touching my belly, stomach, and be very comfortable, but it is currently under construction because I need to fix it, and I could do that now. That would be a quicker project, but I'm not going to do that because I really want to have this. So yeah, I've got this very beautiful fabric. Problem only is it is very thin, and I did not anticipate it being thin. I should have known it was a very thin summery fabric, and thing is, I don't want to make something summery out of it. I want a playsuit that I can wear throughout autumn winter. So I came up with the idea to line it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna line it with this fabric because it's the only fabric I had that I could use. It is a bedsheet that I thrifted a while ago. I wanted to make something with it. I did not really have a full plan, but I guess it's gonna be lining now. I'm also gonna use it as a mock-up because I'm gonna use this pattern, but I want it to look more like this picture. The thing that needs to change, in my opinion, is, well, 1, I want to add pockets because I want to have pockets. 2, I want the V-neck to be a bit lower, and I'm also considering to add a little V in the back so that maybe I don't have to add a zipper. I can just pull it over. Maybe a zipper would be a good idea, but then I have to get a zipper and I don't have a zipper. My planning is always so great. And another thing, I think the armholes are kind of tight, and I want it to be like a relaxed fit like this one, and they have like a bigger armhole situation, and I want to replicate that. And another addition, although that would not really have to do much with the integrity of the pattern, like it doesn't involve any messing around with that, but I want to add 2 small strips of fabric right around the waist with like little press buttons. But my idea is to add it around the pocket so that I can, if I don't want to use it, put it in the pockets, but if I do want to use it, I can just like cinch in the waist a little bit, just because sometimes I want to show my waist and sometimes I don't. So that is going to be the plan. We just have to try and figure things out, and hopefully it's going to work out. So just come along and hopefully it's gonna be a fun video for you to enjoy. Okay, I cut it out of the lining fabric. That's what we got here. I pinned it together, nothing is sewn. I've got my fabric marker so we can code it down. I've only properly pinned one side because I do realize I do need zippers if I ever want to get in and out of this suit. So that's important. I already pinned like a little V in the neck. I haven't seen it yet, but I hope that looks a little bit good. Obviously, if you get the inspiration picture right here, we can see that the V-neck is very high, and so are the armholes. Fortunately, in the pattern that I'm currently making, they also have a dart around the breast area, but I don't see any, the area. So I presume it is just a very straightforward, very simple pattern, even simpler as the one I'm currently working with. But yeah. Also, just a side note, I also added a little bit of extra body length, like already said lengthening. So I cut the pattern in half. I wish I could say I had like a strategy on how I calculated it, but I don't. I just went with 1 centimeters and 3 millimeters, so 1.3 centimeters. It is purely made up. It doesn't hold up anywhere. I just guessed it because I felt like I probably want a little bit more length, especially because like my last project was a dress and I forgot to add an extra bit of length, and it meant that the dress was very short on me because the pattern was American, and I believe this one is as well, but for some reason, I think I know why, because in the Netherlands we tend to be a bit taller, and even I'm apparently above average in the Netherlands. So I just did something. It seemed to work out fine. I don't think it is too long because it's supposed to be baggy. So what is left for me to do is mark how low the V-neck I want to be, how much extra room in the arm I want, and I also want to mark where I want the entrance to my pockets to be. And also need to find pockets before I forget, because I really want pockets in this suit. And then I can cut it accordingly, and then I'm going to put it on the main fabric and cut it out with the new adjustments. And hopefully it's all going to work out. Hopefully. Alright, I'm starting to not make any sense, so I will see you with, well, the next clip. Hi. So it looks like it might be like evening time. It's quite dark, but it's not. It's morning, and it's actually well into the morning that it would be light, but it's raining. So I'm trying my best with the lighting I've got. I've got my kitchen light on, and I put the flash of my camera. So I hope this is enough. It's been a while since I've been working on this. Actually, it's been a week ago, because it turns out I needed a zipper and I didn't have a zipper, so I had to get one. But I got one now, and obviously last time you saw me I was working on altering the pattern by using the lining, and I've done so. I think it's going to work out. I've got it out of the main fabric now as well, including pockets, and I hope I can finish this in one day, but I already procrastinated a little bit today, so we're going to see. In worst case scenario, I do have one other day to finish this project. So 2 days in totals, but hopefully we can do it now. I'm just going to walk you through what is going to happen next, because I want to do something called the burrito method. I didn't really have heard of it at all since actually 2 nights ago, because I was wondering how I'm going to put the lining nice and neat into the main pattern, and I'm gonna see how it works. I haven't really gotten around really in my head how that works, but we're gonna figure it out. But first I need to zigzag all the edges, and then I'm gonna start with, for each part, like the lining and for the main part, I'm gonna sew the front pieces together, and then I think I'm gonna do the shoulder seams first, so I can do the burrito method first and then do the zipper. But I will take you along. So I had a tiny change of plan, because I was doing my zigzag stitches. Well, I started doing the zigzag stitches on my fabric, just each piece on its own, but the fabric is a bit too thin for that, because it basically acts similar to like tulle would work, like it starts to bunch up, and I don't want that. So what I did instead was I started sewing the middle seam and the shoulder seams and then did a zigzag stitch. So I'm just gonna, the front piece is now together, and I did a little zigzag stitch on the edge, so that instead of 1 layer of fabric needed to zigzag, it's 2 layers, and that worked a lot better than the 1 layer. It didn't bunch up anymore. Next step would be to press out the seams and to put some interfacing on the little strips for my waist, and I guess sew those little strips so that I can place them together with the pockets into place. And then I'm gonna probably look up a little YouTube video to explain to me how to do the burrito method. Alright, I just sewed the neckline together and I did a little press of the seam, which I think was the easiest part, and now it's going to be probably quite fiddly, because the idea is that we scrunch it up so that we can basically sew these edges together right sides, and then we can pull it out. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. I've watched the video. I think I can do it, but I also think I'm going to be really annoyed. With it. So, yes, let's do it. Okay, it's the moment of truth. I have this little burrito in the making. I ended up doing a quick zigzag stitch because I almost forgot. I'm not certain if it's actually necessary because it is hidden away, but still, you know, better safe than sorry. So now, in theory, like which side would be the easiest? I think this side, so then we need to grab it here, and I'm really curious if this works. If this works, I'm gonna do this more often. I'm kind of scared. The rest is pulled through. I just need to feed this through. I have high hopes for this. Fingers crossed. Oh my god, it works! Look! Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. I'm gonna top stitch everything when the zipper is in, so that it doesn't move and budge and like stays nice and flat. But this is amazing. Look, it actually works. So I'm gonna do the other side as well, and then I'm gonna quickly sew these little things, like just like a little rectangle. This side is folded, so only no, doesn't need to be happening. And then I have to put it inside out, so leaving the end open so that we have 2 little straps ready to put in, because then I'm also gonna put in the pockets and I want them to be around the same placement as the pocket. Yes, so let me do that and see how everything else goes. Well, so I'm forcing myself to eat something because I haven't. That's the simple reason. And sorry, so hungry. I feel like I've been racing against some clock. I'm in this sewing straight today, except for, I started a bit later because a new house moved in. Yes, house, not neighbor. Well, the neighbor came with the house. Focus, please. Thank you. So I've been sewing. It's not finished yet, unfortunately. I'm doing my best. So I started this morning with putting in the zipper. It still needs to finish off. Like, you can't see it, which is the point. It's an invisible zipper. But I need to do something on the inside because currently the lining isn't lining. But I think I'm going to do that by hand this evening. I first want to do everything that I can do on the sewing machine. After that, I did some top stitching on the neckline and I put in the pockets. I just put the pants on and I found a little design flaw. I put the strip on the front part, but that means that when I tie it in the back, it blocks the pocket. I can't open the pocket. So that's not brilliant. I'm not going to fix it. I think it's going to be fine. There's still some things I need to do. I just before my sandwiches are finished in the oven, I sew the inner leg because I already did the side seams and press them. I need to hem the pants, but before that I need to figure out how long I want the pants to be. I cut a little bit of excess fabric on the leg so that I can decide whether I want them longer or shorter. So there probably needs to come something off to make it look good. It's now very long and also not very even. Then I need to hem that. At first I thought I was also going to do some press buttons by hand, but I can tie it in the back. By accident, it's like the perfect length for that. And why do that extra work? Because the length for that is too long. So yeah, most is done. Like the most complicated things are done. I just need to properly finish everything. But first, I really, really, really need to eat because I haven't, and it's already it's been hours since I've eaten or drank something properly. So I'm gonna sit down, have a little break, and then I'm going to finish everything off. Hi, we're done. It's finished. I'm so happy. I think it's the most comfortable thing I ever made. It feels like hot chocolate with whipped cream and waffles after a lovely hike in a very wintry, cold forest. That, those days of my childhood. It feels like that. And I'm not complaining. It's so nice on. I think because of the double layered fabric, it feels just very cozy and I'm all here for it, and I'm so in love with the colours. It is, I don't know, it really makes me happy when I look at it. It's so bright and happy and I like that. Right, so yeah, there are some technical errors that I made, because as you can see I can tie it in the back, which looks somewhat like this, but the problem is that I can't fit my hands in my pockets anymore, which is unfortunately, I should have thought about that, but I think the reason is normally you would have the pocket below your waist so that these ties don't interfere with the pockets, but I didn't do that because I also have the full intention to wear it just loose. I think I might prefer it, but then I have these strings, so I thought if I place them in my pocket I can just put them away and no one will know. The reason why if I tie it in the back is because I attach it through the front panel of the suit instead of like the back panel from like the pocket side. So I basically tie my pocket shut if I want to show my waist. It's not like the worst ever fold. It's not the worst fold that has ever been made, but it's slightly unfortunate. But that doesn't make it any less great. Like, it feels so comfortable. It is not restricting anywhere. It gives like a nice bit of warmth for like the cooler months, which I'm very excited. It also brightens up my wardrobe because the color, and I have full range of motion, which makes me very happy. I just overall very pleased and very impressed with my own work. Yeah, the way I did the lining, it just looks so neat. I'm probably gonna wear it loads. It's gonna be one of those garments that I will wear until it literally falls apart. And even then, I might try to patch it up and fix it. I'm on a mission to have a wardrobe that feels more like me, because in the past I either wore things just to get through the day and just wear whatever is comfortable, and also partly because I kind of want to blend in usually, but also not, but it's very scary to stand out and dress the way you want, but I'm gonna do it, you know. It's a long time coming, and this is one of the first things that is actually there for. Yes, I don't know. I don't think those were sentences. That is, yeah. Why can't I finish sentences? Why can't I finish sentences? Because I've just been editing another video, and so many times I'm just give up on like finishing the sentence. Probably because my brain is mumbled. It's just screwing things up, scrambling things. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, feel free to give me a like and follow, because there is more coming. I am currently very excited about sewing and making videos again, so there will be more, and it would be lovely if you joined this little corner of the internet. And that's it, I guess. So yeah, bye! Get to the supermarket because my bread was moldy, so that's why I got veggie sausage rolls. I don't know if it's just because I'm hungry, but they taste really good.